Hey, this is the MMA Loser, and I'm back with another video. Today, I will be talking about this uh, UFC fight night between Cory Sandhagen and Rob Font. This is going to be at Catchweight. Pretty interesting considering both of their rankings in the bantamweight division. I think Sandhagen is ranked number 4 and Rob Font is number 7. Sandhagen was initially supposed to fight Umar Umar Nurmagomedov. I feel yes, Umar Nurmagomedov, Habib's cousin. But Umar had a really bad injury, which was which is I mean, I've seen this before. You get injured more in your training than your actual fights. But this is kind of I feel bad for Umar in a way because he got an opportunity to fight with a really high ranked opponent. And if he would have won that fight, I think he could have called for a title shot. And I think he genuinely gives problem to Aljo because of his grappling background and knowing that he comes from the Nurmagomedov camp. So he could have given lots of trouble to Aljo, in my opinion. But now let's not talk about that. We'll talk about that when he comes back. But for now, let's talk about Cory Sandhagen versus Rob Font. Uh, Rob Font is what 36 years old right now, and he has 20 wins and 6 losses. Now I think even his losses have been decision losses. He's been on a really good win streak, to be honest. His last loss was against Marlon Vera and Jose Aldo. Before that, it's kind of bad when you lose to Jose Aldo. I mean, I know Jose Aldo is a legend of this sport, but having said that, Jose Aldo was really out on his really. I think that was his last fight, probably Jose Aldo's last fight, or maybe not. I don't remember it exactly, but that was in 2021. But Jose Aldo was considering retirement at this point of time, and he lost to him. Then after that, he lost to Marlon Vera. Again, but Marlon Vera got defeated by Cory Sandhagen, so that's an interesting point to be noted because he, I think Marlon Vera did really well against Rob Font in the last last 4 rounds of their fight. Then, yes, his recent bout was in April 8, 2023. That is against Adrian Yanez. I think in that fight, I probably picked Adrian Yanez to win. And he shocked me and he shocked a lot of people by knocking out Yanez in round 1, 2 minutes and 57 seconds of the very first round. Now, what do I think about this fight? I think they're both really good strikers. Corey is what 5 feet 11 and Rob Font is 5 feet 8. But having said that, Rob Font is more of a boxer. He's a fundamental boxer and he's a really good boxer. I would say probably one of the best when it comes to UFC. But Cory Sandhagen is also a good striker himself. Corey is a tricky striker. He's not exactly as flashy as Sean O'Malley, but yet he can strike. What I mean by that is that Corey has that ability to, uh, to kick you, to throw those knees in the middle, the way he knocked out Frankie Edgar. So Corey definitely has a good amount of skills, and I feel he's like, if we talk about arsenal, if we talk about diversity, I think Corey is a more diverse striker than Rob Font, whereas Rob Font is a really good boxer. He has really good fundamentals. He's and he has really good basics. Now, the basics can take you a long, long way. We have seen that in the past. So I'm gonna take a look at Corey's record right now. How many wins Corey has? Okay, Corey has 16 wins, 4 losses. Of course, one of those losses comes against the current bantamweight champion, also Ben Starling, where he got submitted by an RNC in the very first round. That was bad. That was bad. But before that, he lost to after that he lost to Peter Yan and TJ Dillashaw. That's kind of interesting that he lost to Dillashaw and uh, Starling just dominated Dillashaw. And of course, Peter Yan and I mean the bantamweight division. I think Peter Yan is one of the most unlucky fighters in the entire UFC because he keeps losing decisions. Then he won against Song Yadong. That was a good fight, but he I think opened Song Yadong with an elbow, and Song Yadong had a really good cut on his face, and After that, the fight was stopped by doctor. Then again, he won against Marlon Vera. He completely shunned Marlon Vera. I will not say he destroyed Marlon Vera, but he hurt Marlon Vera. That is Chito Vera. But he did really good against Chito. That is, uh, he won by split decision, but I think it was a dominant split decision. It was not exactly a, I would say, a back and forth fight from what I have remember. I did not watch the fight that well. I just probably saw the highlights or whatever. I don't exactly remember his fight with Marlon Vera. I remember Rob Font's fights more than I remember Sandhagen's fight. I remember the Yadong fight. I remember that. And before that, he defeated Frankie Edgar and Marlon Moraes. So it's really weird that Cory Sandhagen has done better against younger fighters compared to what he did against TJ Dillashaw and Peter Yan. Again, Peter Yan, no shame in losing to Peter Yan, but then again, Peter Yan lost to Sean O'Malley. So it's kind of weird. Like this bantamweight division is really, really exciting because everybody in there has championship caliber fighters. But the thing is, all of these fighters, like whether Marlon Vera, Peter Yan, Song Yadong, and even Cory Sandhagen, Rom Fon, they're all really good strikers. And the champion is a grappler, and Marabi is also a grappler. So there, I think the reason why these fighters, like whether it's Sandhagen or Font or I don't know Yan and O'Malley, they're all going to face trouble against Aljo in the in the grappling department. In the striking, I genuinely feel they're way better strikers than Aljo. I think, and where I mean, I need to check out the rankings, I guess. Uh, the bantamweight rankings. Okay, Henry Cejudo is at number 3. So I don't know. Cejudo was supposed to fight Marab, but I think Cejudo pulled out due to an injury, or probably Marab pulled out. I don't know who pulled out. O'Malley is going to fight Starling pretty soon as well. Sandhagen is going to fight Rob Font. I don't think Sandhagen needed to take this fight, uh, but again, he was supposed to take that fight against Umar. So this should be good. This should be a good fight, in my opinion. I think Cory Sandhagen is going to take the W. He's going to get the win because of his sneaky striking, because he's a more driver striker. And this is going to be a, I feel like this is going to be uh, a striking dominant match. And Cory also has 3 submissions. I don't know how many submissions Font has. I think Font has 4 submissions. Font has 9 KOs, and I think Cory has 7 KOs and Font has 9 KOs. I think Font is a more experienced fighter than Cory, but then again, that experience is like 16 wins, 20 wins, kind of. I think their experience is pretty equal in the UFC at this point of time with the number of fights that they have had in the UFC. And I don't know, man. I think, in my opinion, I think Cory Sandhagen is going to take this fight because he's going to take the win in this fight. Now, apart from that, I think there are some other match. There is one other match that I wanted to talk about in this entire event. There was okay. Where did it go? There was this fight. This Deiogo Lopes versus Gavin Tucker. I don't know much about Gavin Tucker, but Deiogo Lopes has looked recent. He made his debut against Movsar Evloev, who is undefeated in the UFC featherweight division. Now, I thought when I before watching that fight, I thought Movsar was going to completely destroy Diego Lopes, but he won. Like Diego Lopes hold his ground. I think he lost by what, split decision maybe. I'm not sure how he lost that fight, but I'll be very honest, he looked really good. Yeah, his last fight was against Evloev. He has 11 wins by submission, 12 first round finishes, 8 wins by knockout. His record is 21-6-0. Even though he made his debut very recently, but I think he's a fighter to look out for. He has really good amount of experience. He has 27 fights already. I don't know how old he is. I need to check out. Okay, he's 28 years old and already has 27 fights. So that's kind of, I would say that's interesting. And he has really good jiu-jitsu in my opinion, really, really aggressive jiu-jitsu. He is not one of those fighters like Kron Gracie who just sit on the whenever they get taken down or whenever Kron takes you down, it's just that he tries to play guard and he makes it look like really boring, then he gets defeated. And there are some other fighters as well who just cannot utilize their jiu-jitsu in MMA. But Diego Lopes, on the other hand, he has good jiu-jitsu and he uses the jiu-jitsu to win fights. Gavin Tucker is 37 years old. I think they're kind of planning this as a retirement fight or whatever, coming out party for Diego Lopes. 37 is pretty old for 145 pounds, man. People retire at the age of 37 in 145. He has two losses in his career. I mean, Rockfont is also 36, but Rockfont has way more fights than this guy. Like 13 and 2 at the age of 37 is a little. I don't know when he started fighting. So he has 6 submissions, 4 KOs, and I think what, one decision, 3 decisions. Yeah. So I think, yeah, I'm going to pick Diego Lopes in this fight because of his. From what I have seen, I've not seen much of Gavin Tucker, but I've seen Diego Lopes fight against someone like Movsar Evloev, and in that fight, he was completely counted out. I counted him out, and I thought he was going to win this. He was going to lose that fight, but when he showed up good. Of course, he did not win that fight, but he held his ground. He threatened a lot of submissions. I think he had an arm bar or probably a knee bar as well, but he's really aggressive with his jiu-jitsu. So these are my picks for UFC Fight Night. Sandhagen versus Rockfont at Catchweight. I think Sandhagen is going to win that fight, most probably by a 5-round decision. You never know. I'm assuming a decision, but Sandhagen might knock him out. And also, I feel like uh, Diego Lopes is going to finish Gavin Tucker. Maybe, maybe not. But I'm rooting for him to finish Gavin Tucker, not because I don't like Tucker or something like that, but I think it's just that he is a younger fighter, and I always pick the younger fighter, at least in the lighter weight divisions. If it's heavyweight, then you never know because you might see Derek Lewis just throwing a flying knee. But in the lighter weight classes, I think uh, the younger fighter wins. And Sandhagen and Diego Lopes are my pick for UFC Fight Night, whatever this is going to be called. And I guess yeah, that's it for this video. You guys can write me in the comment section what are your picks regarding Sandhagen and Rob Font, and also the Diego Lopes versus Gavin Tucker fight. And like this video if you enjoyed, drop a like, and please subscribe to my channel. I have very few subscribers. If you subscribe to my channel, it helps my channel to grow. Peace out.